it's just as important to find out about what you don't like as well gitu, rather than finding what you like kan.
Selamat datang di 15 menitan Unofficial Podcast by Berdending, di mana kita membagi cerita generasi muda yang masih berjuang untuk masa depan mereka dan masa depan Indonesia. Di sini ada aku Stefan sebagai host.
Dan juga perkenalkan ada aku Nia sebagai co-host yang akan menemani Stefan dalam 15 menitan ke depan.
Pastan kita udah ngobrol banyak sama Vivian tentang gimana sih perjalanannya dia mendapatkan beasiswa untuk SMA di Singapura dan akhirnya itu menghantarkannya dia sampai ke UK sekarang. Dan setelah perjalanan itu dia menemukan bagaimana dia punya interest terhadap banyak banget hal gitu kan. Tapi gimana sih akhirnya dia bisa menemukan kayak satu bidang yang atau mungkin beberapa bidang yang emang dia benar-benar inginkan. Langsung aja, ini adalah conversation kita with Vivian Barley. Tapi aku kepingin hanya sesuatu yang menarik juga dari CV-mu gitu kan. Ini karena kita punya catatan banyak tentang bergelimang CV Vivian Barley yang bisa jadi contoh semua orang gitu kan. I mean, beside of your amazing academic achievements, kita juga bisa lihat bahwa kamu active in a lot of areas gitu kan. Gak cuma engineering and science-wise gitu. I mean, you're active in a lot of stuff. I mean, kenapa kamu memutuskan, mungkin kamu bisa cerita dikit ya, kayak what have you been doing aside from your main study, and kenapa kamu memutuskan untuk melakukan itu?
Yeah, honestly, the short answer is that I'm gonna make sure, the money that my parents spend on is gonna be used to gitu sebenarnya, kayak gitu sih, kayak waktu aku ke Inggris, they don't really have beasiswa gitu sih, or at least maksudnya beasiswanya are very competitive, and I didn't have time to apply when I was in Singapore because I just want to make sure my A-level is tip-top gitu, in a tip-top shape to go to uni gitu kan. And so kayak I use my parents' funding, and I think it's something that really stayed with me from the first year. That my parents never really say anything, but I just felt like, oh wow, this is like expensive. I want to make sure like UCL is an amazing school. They have everything you can possibly imagine. And I want to make sure that I use a lot of the resources that are offered in my best advantage gitu sih. I think that also my fuel first of all comes from that, just like realizing the immense privilege that I have gitu kan. And I think the second one, my fuel also comes from the fact that I really want to connect with people. That's like something that I'm very big on, because by connecting with people tuh I get to learn a lot of perspective gitu kan, a lot of cultures gitu-gitu. And so the fastest way I think to bond with people is to join societies, to join things that they are interested about. And so I think that's why I get involved in a few other things that are outside our academic study gitu-gitu. Kayak misalnya I was the vice president of consulting for the UCL PC Society gitu, which is one of the largest society in UCL, and that was an amazing opportunity for me to get connected with people di UCL, even people yang udah kerja gitu-gitu kan. And then I was also vice chair ambassador for engineering gitu, and I went there because basically ini sih I mean I was of course passionate about ECL engineering, but also they pay me. You can check out our side hustle post in a broadening. And then I got free lunch and everything, so that's quite nice gitu. So I think it's just a lot of factors sih. I just want to make sure that I get to use the best of this opportunity gitu. That's most.
Tapi kayak yang sebenarnya aku lihat dari what you have experience gitu kan, you try a lot of things gitu kan, from engineering and then business, education, and organization wise. How do you find is there something that you really find I really want to do this gitu dari experience-mu?
Yeah, I think another reason why I try a lot of things is because I think it's important to find like your match quality. So I read about this term match quality from this book called Range by David Epstein, and he mentioned about how match quality is basically like your ikigai mungkin ya. I think people are more familiar with ikigai, something that you love, something that you're good at, and something that you think benefit the society gitu loh. And I really wanna find my match quality gitu. And a lot of things that I realized too, the most important one is that problem solving actually doesn't just exist in science and engineering gitu.
Sure, yeah.
At least the ones that interest me, because in the past I always think, wah, nothing will be as challenging or as satisfying to me as like science gitu kan. I mean, we talk about this, aku sama Stefan,
Yeah.
kayak we really like modern physics, we really like things that are very complicated, even though our lives already complicated gitu ya.
Kayaknya kurang puas kalau cuma musikin hidup doang. Kayak kita butuh itu loh, apa distraction untuk musikin hal yang lain gitu loh.
No, kayak kurang puas gitu. Tapi I realized, oh, that's not. So aku join di unit chill, there are things yang lebih require you to think strategically, including kayak a broadening gitu kan. I find that super interesting, and like it's not as easy as I thought gitu. Like you have a lot of options. Maybe the options are very clear gitu kan. Mungkin you can lay out the options very clearly, but to evaluate which option you should go to atau you should go with itu actually quite challenging and quite fun gitu. Jadi I think that was the start of my pivot, and that's why I started kayak trying out new things gitu, dari kayak dari kayak a little bit of business, a little bit of a little bit of fintech gitu kan. Aku sekarang juga kayak ada project in fintech, a little bit of everything gitu. And I think it's just as important to find out about what you don't like as well gitu, rather than finding what you like kan. Jadi I think even though I actually haven't found kayak my one true calling atau gimana gitu, kayak I haven't found what the thing that I truly like, but I feel like I have an idea on things that I don't like gitu, which I think is just as important.
Actually, it seems kelihatannya gampang nggak sih define mana yang kita suka dan mana yang kita nggak suka. Cuman pasti sebelumnya banyak kayak prosesnya nggak sih buat menemukan hal tersebut. Dan kayak melihat sekarang kamu terlihat baik-baik aja.
Baik-baik
sih,
saja.
You know what I mean? Kayak we don't know kayak the proses di iceberg. Kita nggak ngerti, cuman lihat atasnya doang. Kayak aku pengen tahu sih seberapa banyak energi yang sebenarnya kamu invest buat bisa achieve hal-hal yang akhirnya kamu dapati saat ini.
A few things sih. Oke, ini a few things. Yang pertama, kayaknya memang secara DNA gue tuh orang yang energetic gitu memang.
I could see it, definitely.
Ya, kayak gitu banget. Mamaku tuh cerita waktu aku kayak babu melek dilahirkan gitu ya, kakiku tuh udah nendang-nendang gitu. Terus kayak I used one yang
baru lahir langsung ngerjain soal fisika gitu loh.
Nggak. Masalah, aku tidak sehebat. Itu kamu kali ya, calon PhD. Nah, terus kayak waktu, aku ingat banget waktu cerita, kayak I used to be kayak that one baby yang kalau nangis itu kayak wake up the whole ward of hospital gitu. Kayak aku orang nangis gitu kan. So
musingin dia Bu dari dulu ternyata.
Musing dari dulu. Kayak I heard this kind of anecdotes and so I think kayak I've always been someone yang extrovert and a lot of energy and things like this. Tapi I think another part yang I think sort of give me a lot of energy itu lebih ke kayak just apa ya, like being able to have control of your time and having self-discipline sih. And I think it's something yang I'm still definitely working on gitu. Because I realize for me and probably for most humans, I just need to get enough sleep gitu in order for me to become. My struggle in the past is like I would have sleep, but I also want to watch Netflix, and I often forgo sleep for Netflix gitu kan, for kayak momentary reward or like momentary senang aja gitu. I mean, I just finished Money Heist season 5, so I'm definitely still working on it. Tapi so I think that's what's important sih, just like being able to have self-discipline and being able to manage my time. And another thing itu, I really tried when I do a task, I really focus on it gitu. Jadi kayak aku tuh beneran sometimes even kalau emang tugasnya tuh susah gitu ya, I put my phone on airplane mode and any of these things. Jadi it really helps when I focus just on one task and be present for one task. Jadi ketika aku nonton Netflix pun aku juga kayak nggak takut soal task gitu loh, kayak oh my god.
Emang defaulted buat nonton Netflix gitu ya?
Bener, kayak memang aku fokusin ke Netflix gitu kan. So I think it really helped, because what I realized as well ya, actually a lot of things that are draining our energy itu when we are doing things that we are not supposed to be doing. Kayak misalnya kita nggak bisa make decision gitu. Jadi contohnya gitu, kayak in the past kayak kita nonton Netflix tapi kayak guilty atau kayak oh my god,
I see your point ya.
So burden is actually more tired to realize. Because when I stopped doing it, kayak I have all this energy that I don't know where to go atau kayak what to do with it gitu. So kayak I really try, for me personally, I'm a planner gitu. So I try to plan my days beneran very, very well gitu. Because that's what's tiring for me. Two things. One is like when that mental energy when you're doing things you know not supposed to doing. Yang kedua is when you keep switching task and you cannot find your flow state gitu kan. So flow state itu is basically a state where you work and time just passes by gitu. If you kayak kalau kamu pernah ngerasain gitu kan. I mean not saying every task has to be in the flow state gitu, but kayak I try to gitu. Because switching from different tasks, from different tabs, I think that in itself was also quite tiring for me.
Yeah, I agree. But how do you take a step back gitu? Karena kan kadang kita so immersed to a lot of stuff gitu kan, juggling a lot of stuff. Do you have any way yang kamu lakukan dengan it works for you gitu kan? How to compose yourself gitu? How do you find composure and peace gitu misalnya?
Well, ini sih, I definitely am not the best person working on it, but I do a lot of yoga and meditation, as I probably have told you guys so many times. Because kayak, yeah, I'm such a huge proponent for it gitu sih. I think kayak being able to meditate really helped me to focus. And it's actually not that difficult, right? Kayak, apa namanya, it's actually really, like, it's not as if you don't have to think about anything. I think that's the most kayak common misconception. But the thing is just that you just have to be aware of your thoughts. Kalau kamu lagi mikirin makanan, ya udah be aware gitu. And then let it go gitu kan. So I think kayak meditation, even though difficult, but I really try to practice it. And another one too is yoga. Yeah, I think it's something that I really, really like apa ya, value in my life. Kayak I even wake up very early in the weekends to do it, and all my friends know, like morning person. Aku tuh bukan nggak bisa bangun pagi gitu, except for yoga gitu. I just
and for recording this.
Exactly. Yeah, makanya kan. And apa namanya, yeah, I think it's very nice when I'm able to come to the yoga mat and kayak meet myself gitu. When I check out all my problems at the door and just focus on my body, focus on my mental, physical health. So yeah, I think sometimes me in the past gitu ya, we think, aduh exercise kayak gini tuh 1 jam 2 jam, I could have been doing something else gitu, kayak PR atau tugas banyak berebek belum selesai. Then I realize ya, tugas tuh nggak pernah selesai loh, ya nggak sih?
Yeah.
You can always find another thing to do gitu. You can always, there's always gonna be people who ask for meeting atau gimana. And then I realize, okay, I do need this 2 hours just to make sure the next 1 week gitu loh is good, you know? Like that 2 hour trade-off is super valuable to make sure you have a good 1 week for me.
Iya, apalagi kayak sekarang aku sadar kayak kita have meeting terus-menerus kan, apalagi with this corona thing, jadi kayak somehow kita jadi banyak banget kerjaan kan, tapi something that we a lot of time neglect itu kan soal kayak our mental and physical state gitu. Bahkan kemarin kita baru ada meme gitu kan, kerja tipes.
Aduh.
So, I mean kayak ya kamu bilang itu kayak benar tuh loh, how we need to take a step back. Dan kamu gimana, kayak do you feel any change after you've been doing it routinely?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. It is though something yang I have to say, it's not instant gitu. So I think a lot of people mungkin give up some meditation because they expect to feel different overnight gitu, atau over a week or maybe over a month. But I feel a lot of changes. Yang pertama yaitu I was able to focus on my work and I was able to use my time efficiently gitu kan as a result. Terus yang kedua yang lebih spiritual level yang nggak ada hubungannya sama productivity sih, kayak aku tuh kayak lebih sabar gitu. Kayak maksudnya sabar in a sense kayak if people are having bad mood atau bad day itu ya udah I let go aja gitu. I feel like in the past aku tuh ya bukannya dendam atau gimana ya. In the past tuh aku kayak lumayan bothered in a sense kayak what this guy problem atau what this girl's problem gitu. Tapi kalau sekarang kayak ya udahlah, aku kayak jadi lebih easy going gitu, ya udahlah gitu.
There are a lot of things that you can control, right?
Kayak lebih ya udahlah, kayak lebih gampang let go aja, and then so I really enjoy that as well because sometimes kan people don't mean also, right? Kayak they make mistake, they don't realize gini-gini, kayak ya udah biarin aja gitu. Jadi aku lebih kayak wallet saya gitu.
setelah kita ngebahas banyak tentang how to find the ultimate thing to pursue, Vivian juga punya mimpi besar terutama di bidang pendidikan. Tapi how does she manage actually all of these side hustle things that she's been doing? Karena itu tentunya nggak mudah kan. So, dengarkan cerita Vivian selanjutnya in the next episode of 15 menitan. Jangan lupa follow kami di Instagram @15menitan dan @uploading.id. Subscribe di platform podcast favorit kalian dan subscribe, like, dan komen di channel YouTube kita yang baru. Isu 15 menitan, an official podcast by Uploading. See you next time. Bye-bye.